should be back now. So nice to be here again. It really is. A bunch of different sunflowers.
Can you go get water or something? Huh? Water? Yeah, can I get some water? Orange juice is illegal. I was. Well, you know they canceled it. And then, so I was the only one wearing out of it. You know, the community that came out and still, you see, I'm not, they wouldn't have all united unless we had the
Weeding all the weeds. Those collard greens or mustard greens would like to come back.
Yeah, so the chief has been fasting. She's a woman. She's been fasting for 25
And there's a
days.
pile of weeded mustard greens right there. The first day that we came to the farm, the piles and piles of mustard greens, they were so big. We had piles and piles of them.
That could be a weapon.
Yeah, but they wait till they have enough of them. That's what I'm saying. The difference ultimately they're just lacking.
So minding that we walk the rows and not where the plants are.
When you're here, they're getting reports about what's going on. It's hard to imagine them being like, okay, move in and arrest all those people. But you also have to acknowledge that as soon as that word is given, yes, that's what they would do.
Well, it would be a bad day to do that, but a few days down the road.
Yeah, that's right. But that's always hard.
Our eggplant looks like he's getting hot out here. The eggplant needs some water. It really doesn't get more beautiful than this. Beautiful. The sunflowers are almost as tall as I am. I'm actually currently standing next to a sunflower right here that is taller than me. This is pretty beautiful. There's a bee inside. So I just have to keep my eyes out. I can see the two officers, they're still standing over by the fence line. Some people are here filming a documentary actually. They're from LA and they're making a documentary just about this farm. So this is pretty awesome. I'm very proud to be here. This is a project that I put some of my heart and soul into when I was here before, and so I'm proud to have been able to be back here to see some of our things be harvested. So I have to be mindful. I believe these are potatoes. I think that those could be considered potato plants. I think. Oh, I found the basil! There's the purple basil. And so there's actually, I just would like to say that there's been some companion planting. So marigolds are interdispersed. And as you can see, the basil is planted next to the tomatoes, and the marigolds are kind of interdispersed throughout the plants because marigolds keep certain plant pests away. They do not like marigolds. Actually, they don't like nasturtiums either. I don't see the nasturtiums. I know we planted some. Oh, guess what, you guys? I found a tomato that's ready. So I'm going to turn the stream around and you guys can see the tomato. So you can see, there's the tomato, and I'm going to eat it. And it's so good. Oh, wow. That's awesome. So those are little cherry tomatoes. So yummy. I love fresh farm food. It's the best thing ever. And there's lots of it growing. And the food is the food is growing here, really. There's all the kale that we planted. Yeah, the nasturtiums do take a lot of water. That's very true. So now with kale, I'm not a huge fan of kale. I like the the very new leaves of the kale. I'm not a big fan of the bigger ones. And then here's all the rainbow chard. So we've got red and yellow chard here. So many rows of food. I'm just like absolutely incredulous. This is fantastic. So please finish up what you're doing. Meet by the front gate to discuss the harvest. So I'm going to go ahead and walk on out. After I take one more picture of the sign. So I will probably have an article up, hopefully on Fog City. I don't know, it probably won't get put up today, but maybe for first thing Monday morning, because when I was here the last time I did an article, Justin and I worked on one together, and so it'll be great to do another update on that. Some of this chard is just looking fantastic. Chard, oh, it just grows like stink too. Harvesting food and eating food, and it's great. I should move to Oakland. Well, I kind of feel like I live in Oakland. I really feel like I fit in here a lot. it's got just the perfect amount of awesomeness and radicalness all in one city. And Oakland is so awesome too. Like last night was the Art Murmur, first Friday. They have a big thing in Oakland where all artists come out and bands in the street or whatever, and we were there for that last night, and it was just awesome. Hip hop in the streets and people just eating and dancing, and everybody's getting along, and nobody's got any problems, and it was really, really beautiful. It was really nice. It was really great, to me that like last night showed me like the heart of Oakland. Everybody's got all these things to say. Oakland is rough and dangerous and yada yada yada, but I can say honestly from the bottom of my heart, the only time I've ever felt unsafe in Oakland is when I've been surrounded by police. I do not feel unsafe in Oakland to walk down the street to get a cup of coffee or to go for a walk or any of those things. I think the only thing people really need to fear in Oakland is police repression. So I've just moved out back to the fence. People are finishing up what they're doing inside and moving their way to the front gate to talk about the harvest, so we're probably going to go ahead and do that in a minute. But again, today is a really perfect example of what can be accomplished when you do not allow the police to make you afraid. We opened the gate, walked in, harvested the plants and the crops, and now we're all going to leave. The police have been standing here watching the whole time. So
Careful, that side's radioactive.
they're not exactly looking impressed, but they're, people are almost done.
I'm really excited because you're going to scour my body for ticks later.
Am I?
You are.
Are you worried about ticks just from sitting there?
What it was just crawling.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I better stand up and move, not sitting there. Ugh, ticks.
The guy who interviewed me tweeted out, "OO was out in force on the 4th of July. Why?" I replied, "In short, we want Toby Keith legally prohibited from performing songs with the word America."
OO was out in force, were they? I don't know about force. There was some people from OO that were out.
Fire could hurt people. I don't know. Maybe that's our force.
All kinds of things.
If that's the case, then, what are they called? People who twirl the flame thing?
Fire spinners.
Fire spinners. Fire spinners are like weapons of mass destruction.
Right? So danger. Oh, there's Bella. I didn't even know she was in the farm.
There are things crawling on me.
You're okay.
You can get internships there and you
You do not like bugs.
I don't. There are ticks everywhere.
Huh?
There are ticks.
Oh, I can tell you the only time I've ever really been
I feel like
seriously
they're
bit
in
by
my
a tick.
hair.
Well,
Ugh.
they can't be. Look at your hair.
One of them was crawling on me. Now I feel like they're burrowing into my
Look,
skin.
now everybody's looking at themselves for ticks.
Except you, because you're dirty and...
Because I'm dirty and foreign, and I live in places where there's ticks. Actually, the only place
Justin's above.
the only
What
the only place I ever got bit by a tick was when we all went for
don't you
beach
get
day.
like Lyme disease?
Well, you can. I still have a scar from where that tick bit me.
I don't feel like I've been bitten.
You're fine. You'll feel that motherfucker if he bites you.
Excuse me.
It hurts.
I know you have it on tape.
The guy who interviewed me tweeted out...
Yes, Felice, your hometown definitely rocks. There's some pretty awesome, amazing things going on here. I absolutely love Oakland. I love San Francisco too, but Oakland sucks you in.
Yeah, I saw it. You just need small enough
You know ice cream? I got ice creams.
No.
No?
Well, if you need
I got 2 vanilla, I got a mint, and a cappuccino. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thanks. Hi, Occupy LSX. Nice to see you guys all the way over there in England.
Hey, if we had land to farm, like how many acres do you think we would need?
I can make love.
Well, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to farm for your own personal,
Anybody want some ice cream?
Maybe. Hey, what the fuck? Okay.
There's only 2.
Hey.
There's only...
Bite to
Here, maybe I
you guys got to share.
Maybe I should give you some background on the
Assemble the
conversation.
Thunderdome.
Okay.
That's it.
First we were talking about,
I bought one for my girlfriend and she
Can you
doesn't
open
want
it?
I'll eat it if nobody else takes that shit.
Well, you,
You
have to
deserve
find
a bite.
someone to eat the rest.
Alright.
See?
You want to share
Loves
that one?
Farm.
I'm gonna
What,
have
Effie?
one. Oh, she just wants a little bit.
Oh, follow Effie. Follow her. Follow her. She's gonna give it to you. Go
She
get her.
wants to share with you.
Yeah.
She wants to share. She wants to share one with her mama. What a good little girl you are.
You can have a bite of mine if you want.
See, that's little girl. She loves her mom. She is gonna share that ice cream with her mama.
Enjoy.
What a lucky mama.
That is the most amazing thing
I love it.
that has ever happened. After I got interviewed on KGO,
Okay.
this
Oh, go ahead.
what do you want?
We are having all the conversations. Can you
Okay.
take the empty pack out?
I hate it when GA interrupts my story.
It's not a GA, it's a mic check.
They are doing GA. They're supposed to do it 12. They're about
Anyway,
to decide what they're going to do at 12.
I'll go
Supposed
first.
to be over here, right?
Right after the interview, this guy that I like and who kind of likes me and all
Thanks, babe.
calls into the radio show to bitch with the guy. It was so hot.
I love how Jesse tells me things that he thinks are so hot. It's great.
60 acres is what they're saying. Okay.
60 acres.
Okay.
If you want it to be a sustainable farm that will feed the community, 60 acres will feed a big community because
Okay.
there's so many different ways to garden. If you do square foot gardening, you could feed hundreds of people with
This was
60
the
acres.
conversation.
You can also do vertical.
They were saying that we should
Yeah, that's true.
find like some farmland or something, or just property that's being auctioned off.
Build
You
a
get
whorehouse.
donations to fucking buy it and
Yep.
then go farm it. And so then came up the thing like if you buy it, it's just like the people in the communes, like who left in the 60s and moved to communes and kind of left the political scene. So it kind of worked, but it didn't.
Right.
Or and then there's also the conversation of like purchasing land from the establishment and land, blah blah blah, this that, and the other. And so then they came up like we were just looking at it, like how much land will we need, like how much, like just just a conversation, like speculating, I guess.
Well, with a 60-acre piece of property, if you did something on 60 acres that was like a square foot gardening, you can grow so much, like you can just grow so much food. Like, I mean, if you use permaculture gardening, like there's different ways of doing it. And so I guess like if you use permaculture, you really can have sustainable food coming off of your property on an acre of land. Permaculture, square foot gardening, pot gardening, there's so many different ways to utilize the amount of space that you're actually trying to grow on. I mean, other people who have done considerable more amount of farming and gardening than I have would probably be able to talk about that better, but I'm pretty sure like when we talk about permaculture gardening, they're saying for your personal family, you really only need an acre of land. And you can feed your family on an acre of land.
Okay.
Right?
To touch on what you were saying about buying land as opposed to doing the occupation like this, I mean, obviously, I think that is a good thing. You can't.
Where's Effie? Effie!
Yeah.
I have special delivery of a hug to Effie from Worth of the World. Oh. She's very sorry she can't be here, so I give you all of the hugs and all of the love from her.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You can wave at her, she's watching. There you go. Special delivery just for you.
Everyone should notice that Bella wears a Hello Kitty ring.
A Hello Kitty ring, and it's got lip gloss in it.
You could, do something.
Here,
productive.
Yeah, so we'll zoom in on the Hello Kitty ring. There it is.
By, providing food, you could totally grow some food for people, and that'd be great. But that, what does that send the message to, this thing here with the, UC Berkeley? That's like basically giving in and saying, we give up, you guys win, we'll do it somewhere else.
The hydroponics area will need 4 acres.
Yeah, and lots of water.
So that's how I see it. It's like it's more of the actual like political protest that's supposed to be going on here against this specific thing with the UC.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's several, kind of.
Here they come. The one officer. he really is just very friendly, and he's smiling as they're all cheering, and I'm not sure if it's because he's like, yay for the farmers, or yay they're leaving, or yay I get to go on coffee break soon. He could be smiling for any number of reasons, but he's smiling anyway. He might get a coffee break out of it, who knows. So the last bit of farmers are coming out. So yeah, just the last last group of farmers are let out a cheer, and they are coming out. Yeah.
Farmland is for farmlanding.
Yeah.
Yo.
Woohoo! Found it!
Yep.
Ow!
These people are very happy.
Yeah.
And here comes our eggplant with a half-eaten cucumber.
Keep the deer out.
Keep the deer out.
Farmland is for egg planting. We got everybody?
I'm gonna stick around for a second and see what everyone talks about.
Sure.
Out we come. The gate will be closed behind us.
It depends when you guys want to leave.
And this is how we do it.
Just try to listen to this and see what people come to a conclusion of. And see what
The gate is closing.
Watch the road.
Watch the rows.
The group has left the farmland. They're still on this property. Nice work, everyone.
So people are feeling pretty happy and successful.
So I talked to him.
Everyone, might as well shoot right here. Yeah, shade spot. Awesome.
Bring it in, everybody!
I get a good view of my name on mine.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I like that.
You guys want to do like a government or like popcorn shoutouts? How people are feeling? Yeah. Being back here.
Yeah!
Awesome. Woo! Who wants to start?
I want Marissa to start.
I want to start.
The eggplant. Eggplant.
Eggplant! Eggplant got the board!
Eggplant.
I feel really good. There's a row over there of my brethren. And we were over there, I felt like we were part of an earthquake rescue team. We were looking for survivals in the rubble of a city. And there were these little tiny eggplants dwarfed by these giant weeds. And we found them and they were calling to us and we dug them out and we rescued them. And now they're out there getting water and sun. And hopefully will grow up big and strong.
Like you. Just like you.
Yay!
Better me, but, and yeah, so I feel really good and I seriously, I feel like we were kind of like, there's a disaster that happened out there and that disaster is the UC taking back control of this land and we can't let it happen. When you let that happen, you see what they do with it. And when you read the emails,
from the Dean of the College of Natural Resources. He says they're taking care of it. He talks about the people taking care of it. He doesn't feel the necessity to say he's taking care of it. He says there are people taking care of it. And you've been out there now. You know what it looks like. They haven't been taking care of it. So this is what we're up against. The only way we're going to liberate our eggplants is if we keep coming back here.
Yay!
Mitigated.
Vegetable liberation!
Grows if you work it!
So I heard someone say today that this is my favorite action after the school.
That was me.
I wasn't going to call you out.
That's okay, I'll admit.
What I see similar about this in the school is that people are moving into the infrastructure of the old world and creating something better in its place.
Yeah.
Let's continue to do that.
Yeah.
And let's not
Definitely.
be intimidated by a bunch of cops because they went home.
Yeah.
And we're here.
Crops, not cops.
Crops, not cops.
Crops, not cops.
Cops, not cops.
Can I go?
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like hopeful. Every time like I see people being intimidated out of protesting in one way or another because of the police coming out or, you know, the establishment trying to oppress them in some kind of way, it saddens me. But when the call happened for 9 a.m. and so many people came out and frankly could care less about what the UC was talking about, that just made me feel so much better. I'm just like really hopeful because I don't feel like we should ever have to ask permission to like farm land, and I am not somebody who is cultured to like farming and doing that type of thing, you know what I mean? But I still can appreciate what is happening here. And I would much rather come out and water crops than go spend hella money at a damn Whole Foods.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly.
So, and I've learned a lot. Like, I didn't know you can grow tomatoes without water. I'm still tripping on that. I am hopeful.
Woo! Yeah, I mean, yeah, popcorn, go for it.
Okay, well I've lived at the university on their land. I've taught at the university. I've attended the university. I've worked for the university. And I have to tell you, the UC Davis Student Farm was established by students 35 years ago in 1977 as a consequence of the first wave of the anti-apartheid divestment movement. UC Davis. 35 years later, last November, UC Davis came up with a sustainable agriculture major. My point is, university is not cutting edge. It's always the students and the younger people that are pushing to make these initiatives possible, and they can be sustained. And I'm just so inspired by all of you being here and the evolution of this Guild Track effort, because I've followed for quite a while, and it's only through crisis that we have come to unite. And ironically, this community here would not be here if UC wasn't pushing their never-ending land development, real estate. UC's a cancer on the land. They have to keep growing. But the point is, we have had successes. The domes at UC Davis that they wanted to bulldoze have been saved. The student farm is still there at UC Davis, and they're doing incredible research. They've been doing it for a while. And there's even a sustainable agriculture major now that UC, they're so avant-garde. We all turned out not because of, but in spite of the university. And it's not really our university because only 30% of the budget comes from the state of California. We know where the other money comes from. Private sources, alumni, and those private sources have an agenda. So as a consequence, we are up against some forces.
Down with Monsanto!
Yeah.
But I think we need to maintain the positivity, and agrarian actions like this inspire people. The kids want to be here, and it's all about education through experiential education. That's what I'm saying.
Somebody over there. Oh, I came out here this morning prepared to get, you know, dragged off the fence and hauled off to Santa Rita, and I was like, okay, Belly, calm down, it's okay. And then, just like April 22nd, we were all really happy and it was beautiful, and we walked on and we did a lot of wonderful work. And now the farmer in my head is thinking, oh my gosh, we have all these things to do. There's so many tasks lists that are making themselves in my head, and it really makes me see that we need to be here at least once a week, you know, actually to continue weeding, because yes, freed a lot. Yes. We freed a lot of crops. Yeah, but we had to pull out crops that bolted. We need to plant more. There's still more harvesting to be done, and I just want to underline the fact that the UC is saying that they're taking care of these plants, but it's very clear that they're not. And I'm sorry, I don't think 20 people on that land is enough to actually do the work that we did today. We had over 70 people here at one point, and that's how many people you need to do work. And so if they're going to actually do this community collaborative open process, they're going to need to open it a lot more to more than just 20 people, the 20 people they were going to invite in secrecy here today. So I'm really glad everyone came out. It feels really good to be here together and working and making this bounty come out of the earth. Woo!
Yeah!
There's questions back.
Can you give like a rundown of what's happened since the raid, since we all left, like last time we were here?
From our point of view or theirs? Or
The truth, only the truth.
The facts.
The facts.
Well, I can tell you what hasn't happened. There hasn't been a single community meeting that's been organized by UC. And it's been, what, a month and a half? We were on this land for 3 weeks and we had five community meetings in 3 weeks that a lot of different people came to. People from the UC Village, people from Albany, people from Oakland, Berkeley, all over the place. They haven't had a single one of those. Okay, the only thing they've done is had this one proposed harvest day that was totally secret until we blew it up in their faces. And then, you know, there's this emergency city council meeting that's happening on Monday where they're going to try to steamroll this development process on the south side of the land, where they're going to try to change it so that only a Whole Foods could be built, and that senior center and the other commercial development they have planned. And so they're not standing up to their word. They're not standing up to their word of taking care of our crops. They're just showing again and again that we can't trust them. And we have to be the stewards of this land, we the people, because the UC regions clearly are not doing this.
Everybody knows about Monday?
Tell us. Tell us.
Okay. Over yonder where I am pointing is Albany City Council chambers. And there's going to be a meeting there to determine whether or not the city of Albany will permit the UC to build a Whole Foods right where I'm pointing across the creek there, and an apartment complex for seniors that's going to run about $4,000 to $5,000 a month on the other side of Monroe. So what they're trying to do is really develop this area. They see it as its value as financial instead of what's going on this side of the fence. That's the same land. We'd like to stop that development. We'd like to stop the city of Albany from passing this resolution to allow that development to go forward. So please, on Monday, come at 7 o'clock. Meet us in the parking lot right over there. We'll all go in as a group. We'll all say our piece. You'll get some information right before the meeting. Help you if you want to get up and speak. If not, you can cede time. And what we're going to do is make sure they hear us loud and clear that we're not going to let them put a Whole Foods. We're not going to let them build apartment complexes on the last little bit of the Gill tract. Another reason that you need to know that this is really important is because you might say that what we care about is over here.
Going like back to home.
When they put the Whole Foods, if they get the permission to put the Whole Foods in the apartments over there, what they have planned for this is baseball fields. Their baseball fields are going to displace with that development, and they want to move them over here and put them on this land. And it's also the city of Albany's last chance, basically, to stop the UC, because the UC needs something from them. It needs a rezoning of that land so it can continue with the project. And ironically, we care more about this land. The UC cares more about that land because they're about to make some money off of it. So if we can stop them at City Council on Monday, then we're going to have gotten a lot closer to protecting this whole resource so we can build an urban farm here.
We'll be there.
Yeah. I'll come dressed as an eggplant if it gets you out.
Yeah?
Elder eggplant. Are you saying you're not a real eggplant?
I'm an eggplant that will dress up as an eggplant.
So since the raid,
That's how serious
all the fruit trees that were planted here have been tilled under. The children's educational garden was run over with heavy machinery and tilled under. The permaculture plot, the perennial polycultures that were planted were all tilled under.
Basil Seed Library.
However,
UC is the University of California.
Basil Seed Library was also destroyed.
30 of the 70. Right?
However, a lot of people that worked at the farm have gone on to move into abandoned lots in Oakland and all over the Bay Area and start to build gardens. So there's a great number of community gardens that now exist all over the Bay Area. And we just want to encourage people to keep searching out misused land and land that's being abandoned and abused, and plant gardens on it and share as much food as you can with your people. Continue the process.
And consult to make sure the soil is safe, and if it's not, people will help you make it safe.
Fire remediation.
Any other responses?
Yeah, I just want to say, let's end on a really positive note. This felt like an amazing homecoming for me.
Yeah.
It was beautiful to be back on this land. It was frustrating, it was aggravating to see the weeds taking stuff over, but at the same time, it was awesome to see everybody here working so hard, getting their hands dirty, being a community and working together and taking back this beautiful thing that we started for everybody out there. Everybody out there, come in here. This is beautiful, and it takes a lot of people to keep it beautiful, and the UC is definitely not keeping it beautiful.
And I wanted to say, don't be afraid to call the university out and the police department out for the, the violence and injustice that they've done against us and the people of California in this country. I mean, this is a beautiful project, always has been from the start, and their response was just inadequate, ignorant, and ultimately violent. And they need to be held accountable for that.
Yeah, y'all should know there's one person in jail right now from Occupy the Park. His name's Ibrahim Moss, and he was arrested here yesterday after one of the researchers, Damon Lish, turned him in to the police.
Snitch.
So,
Citizens arrest.
He's currently in UC Berkeley jail. Sorry, not UC Berkeley, Berkeley City Berkeley jail, and his arraignment is set for Monday the 9th at 2 p.m. So if people want to go and support him, we'll send out information about where to go.
Hi, buddy.
Although we may try to get him bailed out before then.
I just want to say I live a few blocks up Marin, and on top of that I'm also a Berkeley student, and I drive past this place every day, like once the farm was here, now the farm is gone, and every day that this farm was here, I mean, people can say what they want about OGP and JHP and all that, but this farm made the community around it a better place, and that just increased with every day that this place existed. And now that it's gone, like it's heartbreaking to have to drive past that every single day to get on the interstate. Think about what we had here and see that it's not here anymore, and instead see UCB researchers trouncing around out there. But it was really wonderful to have everybody here together again today, and I'm really grateful that everybody came here to do this.
Alright, so I think in the interest of time...
I actually got one thing I was trying to remember, and that's, I just remembered it now. And that's, I'm really glad that I don't have to defend the camp tonight. This is awesome. We're coming back next weekend.
Yay! Yeah!
Every weekend.
Every weekend.
But let's figure out how to distribute this food. I mean, I think we should throw out some proposals, come up with a little consensus, get a little... do some temperature checks and figure it out. Obviously, there's many options as the UC Village and yada yada yada. But I can facilitate if someone wants to take a stack. I don't know if we need it. We'll figure it out. It's just you have an idea.
Yes. Can we take the bucket lettuce and all the stuff that was wasted to the chancellor's house?
The chancellor's house.
I'm like me. Okay.
Well, that's the stuff that's not going to be eaten, so that's a separate proposal.
Bitter harvest.
Bitter harvest.
And don't forget, we gave the chancellor a fresh bouquet of vegetables right when we planted this stuff at the graduation on May 9th.
And this is what happened. We asked him to come farm with us, we gave him the chance, and then instead he shut everyone out and neglected the farm, and this is what happened. Here you go. Have some,
more of a reason why we
have some junk. You deserve it.
Alright. So back to the food.
So the
Food not bombs!
food not bombs.
Yes.
I like that idea.
Food not bombs.
Temperature check.
Yeah, food not bombs.
Food not bombs.
I have a proposal.
Hold on, here's one for you.
I think every week we should be building to create a more sustainable food distribution. Not more sustainable, but more organized, structured in a way that it actually adheres to the ideals of food sovereignty. And we may not have that today or tomorrow or next week, but we can start conversations with people. Because the idea of this originally was not just about Albany or about UC Berkeley or students or anything. It was about food sovereignty for the whole vital unit of the East Bay. So trying to maybe coming up with like a people getting together and coming up with a longer term plan of what to do with it. And in the meantime, sharing as much as we can, and maybe some community meals, somebody send pickles for the city council meeting for the dinners.
Cook food for the council meeting.
Good stuff.
I wanted to suggest that we, a token, I mean, we didn't harvest that much, but what we have, that we at least put aside one basket for Fat Beats. I know Fat Beats has been supporting us a lot, and I think just as a symbolic gesture, they grow their own food. They certainly don't need it, but we can take them a basket down to. They have actually, I think the Fat Beats Farmers Market is right now. And so I think that we could do that and bring them something. I would also think that we should set aside maybe a small basket for Albany City Council. They definitely have an opportunity on Monday to not, to show themselves to be friends of this farm and this project. After Monday, they may not have that opportunity, but
just tweeted what
on Monday, it'd be
said,
nice
so
to bring
maybe he's
something
just
as a
sitting in his
gesture to
car.
them. Say, hey, look, this land is really a resource. So those are the two things that I think we should do. Potentially another basket for people's grocery.
How much food are we talking about, and how much, so we don't waste it? Like, there's pickles that need to get pickled. There's like, we can't just dump it at Food Not Bombs and expect them to be able to use it all. So let's make sure that we don't let it go to waste.
I was just thinking, like, a lot of people from the community came and participated in this and did give a lot of support. So maybe if you're sectioning off some of it to give to people, maybe you can have something that's available to the community. So maybe, people can share some of the fruits of their labor, literally for this season, right? And then somebody on my stream actually said it might be a good idea to take some of it and make soup or something and just open up a kitchen and try to feed the community, and that might be a
tweeting
good
him. I'm like tweeting, and I'm like, where are you? And it's like, he's right there next to me.
Yeah, I'd definitely like
It was
to
hilarious.
take
He's
some
been
of
live
the
tweeting from
pickling
across from me.
cucumbers, they are pickling cucumbers, and make some pickles on Sunday. So if anybody has space, I can try and get some jars donated from my work by Off Oasis so we can make some pickles and bring them to the city council members.
Pickles.
It's right there. So you're talking tomorrow for a pickle party?
Woo! Pickles!
Tomorrow, pickle party. To offer that if we decide to do that.
How much? We could do it actually at the city hall meeting itself on Thursday when. Wait, what was it? Tuesday? Monday. Wait. On last Tuesday when the school got raided, we had our first Skillshare through Oakland Free School. We did a food preservation workshop on fruit leather making, drying fruit, pickling, canning, and preserving, and it went really well.
It was awesome.
I'm sure the person that taught the pickling would be happy to teach it again outside of the city hall meeting, so if anyone has a burner, we can do it there and teach people how to do it themselves. Occupy Oakland's Hunger Working Group has also offered to help with distributing some of the food to people in Oakland. And then we could also mimic something similar to what the Free Farm in San Francisco does. On Saturdays, they have a free farm stand at the Free Farm, and on Sundays, they do a free farmers market with, in addition to what they grow themselves, They ask for food from the farmers markets that's left over, and they distribute it for free to everyone that comes to the free farmers market.
I wanted to.
I was going to make a proposal that I think it's important that we bring some down to Oakland because that's a very strong gesture to talk about what this food is about. But I also think it'd be really cool if maybe we could try and set up like a barbecue or some kind of like cookout, grill some vegetables
Potluck.
for people here in Albany as a gesture to them for being so helpful and inviting with us.
Asa, and then I'm going to synthesize a little bit.
I think we should focus on Albany, where we're trying to build a base before we go out beyond there. There's a school across the street that I'd like to think we could offer food to, and I really like the idea of inviting people to come have a barbecue tomorrow night before the meeting.
Monday night.
Monday.
Monday. All right, so it looks like we have some proposals out there. One of the major ones was divvying it up and distributing it to allies, such as Food Not Bombs, Fat Beats, People's Groceries. Another option was to make food ourselves. I don't know if can we get a temperature check on that, given that we're talking about the food that we have right now? No, but there was also ideas.
It would be like zucchini and crookneck squash, right? That would be the main things for grilling. Zucchini and crookneck squash.
Yeah.
We can make stew.
We can probably get food donations.
Ratatouille.
Yeah, ratatouille.
So it seems like there's the idea of distributing the food and also preparing the food ourselves, right? And so whether that be pickles, whether that be grilling, whether that be ratatouille, we'll have to figure that out. Moving forward, should we do temperature checks? Like what? I don't know how to make this decision specifically. Because they're not necessarily mutually exclusive.
We could do all of it.
We could do all of it, right? And so, I mean, the idea of a free farm stand was another thing here, and the grilling here. Maybe that's something we mobilize for next week, because obviously that can't happen now. So maybe we do that, and then we figure out, we take what we need for those things, and then the rest we can do kind of the distribution model of our allies and the needy. Can we get temperature checks on that? Does everyone think about that? Pretty good?
I'd like to say the food we offer to our allies is symbolic. They have tons of food. Food Not Bombs has fucking shit tons of food. If you really want the food to get used, you have to like send twice as many volunteers for Food Not Bombs to use it, and then you can send them twice as many volunteers to collect twice as much food because there's so much more out there. Whereas tomorrow, on Monday, for a barbecue, it's a substantial experience. It's not a symbolic experience. We're eating the food, we're interacting with the food, we're inviting people to celebrate what we have. And I think we only have enough to really do a barbecue if we really want to have a barbecue.
I have a proposal, modification. Why don't we just make pickles and give the pickles as gifts to ally groups and also to city council, and then the rest of the stuff we'll distribute in that other way.
Because the squash things can also be pickled.
We can pickle some of that then.
There's people. I don't think that this food will go unused, or that these other groups don't need the food.
Where are we gonna get all the jars from? Pickle jars or?
Biofuel just got a big shipment of jars, so I'll talk to them about it.
Awesome.
We still got a little bit of numbers for that, right?
Okay. Food, I don't know, like, obviously
I don't have the lid for this thing. I almost drank a bug. Ugh.
But yeah, so obviously distribution and using it to
Do you have
mobilize
the lid for
support
this? I
around
can't put it in my backpack.
and
It's like
build
that.
our base within Albany seems like consensus. I don't know if anyone wants to throw out how we're going to do that specifically.
I would like to propose that we have a pickling party in front of City Council Monday before the meeting, and during the meeting we go in and offer the City Council members jars of pickles